Hello everyone, I'm your host, Boss Zombie. Welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Online. It's, what the... Andari the Grinder? Who is she? Or Andre the Grinder? Anyways, time to take a boat! Ardenfell. Surrounded by the inner sea, the sprawling volcanic island of Ardenfell dominates northern Morrowind. The ominous, ever-smoldering peak of Red Mountain looms over this strange land. What a strange and wonderful land it is. God, I need to play The Elder Scrolls 3. Because this apparently takes place a couple hundred years before that one. Because in that one, I think Vex City is finished. Here it's still being built, partially. Also, this is a chapter zone. It takes up... Never mind. I was going to say it takes a long time to load. Where am I? Where did you spit me out? Oh, in Vex City. Oh, isn't that neat? Oh, Silt Striders! Silt Striders! Oh, wait. I'm just over here now. Oh. Is there a regular Kagudi you can get to ride? I don't know that I've ever noticed one. I know there's the Hearthfire version. Oh, and I have a Fabricant one. This place is beautiful. And fungalicious. And swampy. A little swampy. This chapter doesn't quite follow the style of the others in that it has 3 separate plots that are considered part of the story versus one continuous one. In truth, it's like the older, like the base game zones. And then after this, they changed... Oh, a buoyant armature. Canon Velasa. Oh, this person's still alive. Armiger... What was the name? Ernsey. It's cool. It looks like glass style.
Forgive me, Outlander, but I have enough to deal with. I'm just a simple tribunal priest, and the trouble at the ancestral tomb was too much for even our buoyant armiger to deal with. I have failed Lord Vivek, and left a colleague alone at the tomb.
What happened at the tomb?
Lord Vivek sent the 3 of us to seek guidance at the Andrano ancestral tomb. We were attacked when we got there, and our guard was seriously hurt. I barely got her to safety, but we failed to complete the mission Lord Vivek bestowed upon us.
3 of you? You mentioned another priest.
Canon Levoul. He remained behind after we retreated from the tomb. I know he wants to get back inside and ask Lord Vivek's questions. But there's no way he can get past the Daedra, or ask the questions on his own. May the 3 grant him wisdom.
I can go to the tomb and help him.
Tarza, what's wrong? Someone help!
By the 3! First a wounded armiger, now this!
By dawn and dusk, evil creeps through the shadows of my beloved Vardenfell. But an outlander arrives to aid my people, just as I have foreseen.
Those words, what do they mean? What happened? Merciful Azura, the Mother Soul spoke through you. It's a miracle!
Oh.
Lord Vivek, protect me. That was Azura, the Queen of the Night Sky. And you, she spoke directly to you, Outlander. I'm surprised the Daedric Prince would risk Lord Vivek's wrath to proclaim a prophecy. But she did say you were here to aid us.
What just happened here?
The Daedric Prince Azura possessed that woman and spoke through her. I've heard of such occurrences, of course, but to witness such an event... She said evil creeps through the land. I wonder if it has anything to do with what we saw at the tomb.
Tell me more about your mission at the tomb.
We sought guidance in a matter that concerns Lord Vivek. I received specific questions to ask while Levoul concentrated on summoning his ancestor. The Daedra ruined those plans when they fell upon Urnsey, and we were forced to flee.
Daedra?
Vile creatures from oblivion. You hear about an odd ghost or a nest of vampires, but never Daedra. Please, if they're still there, they'll rip Canon Levoul apart. He's definitely not a warrior. Just look at what they did to the buoyant armiger.
What's a buoyant armiger?
The buoyant armigers comprise one of the military orders of the Tribunal Temple. They seek to emulate Lord Vivec's deeds through actions and words. Poor Urnsey. Those monsters went straight for her. Her blood flowed like lava from Red Mountain.
Am I seriously asking about Red Mountain?
Where are you from? Children learn of Red Mountain before they even taste Flynn. The mountain sits at the center of Vardenfell, periodically rumbling like a sleeping Nyx shaking its leg. Lately, however, it seems to be waking from its long slumber.
Hasn't Red Mountain erupted like 3 times in history? And the most recent one happened right before the events of Skyrim and did very terrible things to all of Vardenfell. Tell me more about Azura.
Azura is the cruel but wise Daedric Prince of Dawn and Dusk. She's one of the good Daedra, for what that's worth. But for her to speak through an innocent means something terrible is about to happen. Why else would she dare Lord Vivec's wrath?
Lord Vivec and Azura don't get along?
What do they teach you where you come from? Lord Vivec's a living god! Azura is merely the anticipation of Sophasil. Vivec stands as the present and the future, while Azura clearly represents Vardenfell's past. So no, they don't get along.
Oh, this one should be interesting. Who's Lord Vivec?
You don't know Lord Vivec, one of the living gods of the Dunmer Tribunal. You must be new to our land, Outlander. But there's no time. Canon Levoul remain behind. He needs help if he's going to get inside the tomb and ask Vivec's questions.
Vivec's a living god?
Yes, one of the god monarchs of Morrowind. He's the warrior poet who lives in a grand palace in Vex City. Lord Vivec sent us on this holy mission to request information from Canon Levoul's ancestor. It breaks my heart that I have failed him.
Okay. Wait, can't I do the whole Azura thingy? Wait, it's a memento, right? Actually, I think that's what I would have gotten from... My god, I have a lot of these. I think you would have gotten it from doing the prologue if I hadn't already had it. Dear Lord, there's a lot of these. The symbol should make it stand. There it is, Twilight Shard. I can do the thing. Well, I'm not floating. But close enough. Sea or land anemones. Ugh. I hate that the tentacles have suckers on them, like they're gonna grab something. Right here? Oh. Oh, the cannon is...
I can't let Lord Vivec down. Those monsters, it's too dangerous. What am I going to do?
You're gonna get help from me, buddy boy.
Did Canon Valasar send you? Oh, she did, didn't she? That means she made it to Saint Denis. Vivec be praised. Will you help me complete my mission? It would be sacrilege if I don't enter my family's tomb and make Lord Vivec's inquiries.
I'll help you enter the tomb and ask your questions.
As the saints declare, the tribunal always provides. We'll need to be
Dog?
cautious, however. Daedra invaded the tomb. Makes it hard to talk to one's
Dog.
ancestors while monsters try to eat you. I'll also need your help when we reach the summoning chamber.
What kind of help?
Take this scroll with Lord Vivec's inquiries, while I summon forth my ancestor spirit and concentrate on maintaining the connection. You must ask the questions. He insists we use the exact phrasing. We can go inside when you're ready.
I'd like to ask a few more questions.
I've already lost precious time due to the buoyant armiger's wounds, but I suppose a few more moments won't make the volcano erupt or the moonlit fall from the sky or anything. What else can I tell you, my friend?
Why does Lord Vivec want to contact your ancestor?
I'm not quite sure, and it wasn't my place to ask. When your living god gives you a task, you say, "Yes, my lord." The questions seem to involve the time before the tribunal, which I assume is why we must ask them of my long-dead ancestor.
Tell me about your ancestor.
Few of my contemporaries can boast of a luminary such as Farina Andromel occupying a prime branch upon their family tree. Lady Farina studied at the feet of Sothasil, and was counted among his companions before the tribunal rose to power.
Who's Sothasil?
Who's Sothasil? It's like asking who are Vivek and Almalexia. They are the tribunal, the living gods of the Dunmer. Sothasil is the architect of time and the binder of oblivion. If you want to know more, we can talk after we've finished.
Tell me about the creatures in the tomb.
Well, I can tell you why they weren't here the last time I paid my respects. Canon Valasa thinks they're some kind of Daedra, determined to keep us from fulfilling Lord Vivek's will. Until you showed up, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I
was wondering why this guy had such a weird zoomed out talking head bit. It's because that dog in the background. I'm ready, let's enter the tomb.
Before we go in there and face those monsters, I want you to know how much I appreciate your aid in this matter. Just don't lose the scroll that contains Lord Vivek's questions. Now come, let's call forth my ancestor. I'll open the tomb door.
Lead the way.
Follow me, but keep an eye out for those Daedra.
Huh. Interesting. Should I be filled with the heart of the world, key to ascension? Should I be filled with apprehension? Has the enemy of old returns to devious and bold? Enemy of old, bold. Key of ascension, apprehension. Sothasil and his unending crusade, no our divinity would shrivel and fade. Okay, that should be easy enough to remember. Andrano Ancestral Tomb. The prominent Andrano family has been among the leading members of House Redern for generations. Also, I should open up all the containers I see in here because you can get good... You can get furnish... I don't need them. I have enough furnishings from this place. It would just be an odd mat or something, but I have plenty of urns.
Careful. The creatures attacked as soon as we entered the Hall of Remembrance.
Big place. Okay, so we gotta hang a left, and then a left, and then a left.
Hear that?
You didn't hear anything. Oh, is he tagging along as a companion?
This used to be such a peaceful place.
Later. Oh yeah, there's someone in here. Are these new level people? No, 7. Oh, Highland Phil. We saw him before. Go this way. Oh, that was interesting. What was that about?
The summoning chamber. I'll call forth my ancestor, then you can ask Vivek's questions.
Hold that thought. So is...
Hasn't my rest been disturbed enough by those filthy Daedra? Why do you summon me, descendant?
My Lord Vivek has inquiries that only you can answer, my lady. My companion will present them with your permission.
The warrior poet? Very well. Ask Vivek's questions. Ask the warrior poet's questions, Outlander.
Vivek asks, the heart of the world, key to ascension, should I be filled with apprehension?
Ah, Lord Vivek always had a way with words. Tell him to rest assured. The heart remains sealed. I wonder why that concerns him. Ask the remaining questions as my time here is short.
Lord Vivek asks, has the enemy of old returned so devious and bold? That would be Dagoth-Ur, right?
Enemy of old, yes. But not the one that Vivek presumes.
Lord Vivek asks, did Sothasil and his unending crusade know our divinity would shrivel and fade?
Sothasil imagined multiple scenarios and contemplated endless solutions. He even experimented with his divinity, drawing energy to study before returning it. Loss will come, he foresaw, but not until the collapse of the temple. Now, back to sleep.
I hope that's what Lord Vivek needed. Let's talk outside.
I guess I should be keeping an eye on, like, the backgrounds while I'm, exploring this. Oh, this is the thing I have. They're like caissons? I don't know how to pronounce the word. But, yeah, we should be keeping an eye out for that dog. Well, that's a nice little coffer. Oh, good. Void steel. It's useless. I can break it down and maybe get a honing stone or whatever it's called. Give me... Oh, I just took someone's ancestor. Oh, wow. That's not what I was expecting. I think there's one place you can go to. One of these ancestral tombs. It has just like...
The master personally selected me for this mission.
Like 24 urns that you can just keep looting and leaving and looting and leaving and so forth and so on. I don't remember. It's been a long time. I remember the luckiest thing I got here is I've gotten like 3 buoyant armature pages just from exploring the world and opening chests. And I even got a Velothi painting one time when I was opening a safe box. Actually, I think I got a Tilvani painting too. That's I feel bad for people super into housing more than I am. Because, dear lord, that's a lot of grinding or spending money you have to do. Alright, let's see. Is the dog going to show up again?
Thank you for helping me complete my task. Now, I need to return to Vex City. Have you been there? It's amazing. Ziggurats rising out of the water, the moonlit hanging in the sky above. Hey, you should meet me there so I can introduce you to Lord Vivek.
Did you understand what your ancestor told us?
Just between us, I understood neither the questions asked nor the answers received. Not that I expected you. Some things aren't meant for mortal minds. That's another reason for you to come to Vex City, to help me explain what my ancestors said.
I can help recount what happened there.
Excellent.
Here.
I just need to make a quick stop in Seydanin to check on my original traveling companions. When you get to Vex City, head right to the palace and I'll meet you there. I know that Lord Vivek will want to reward you for assisting me.
I'll meet you in Vex City.
I'll be along shortly. When you get to Vex City, head directly for Lord Vivek's palace. Once there, I'll make introductions and we can tell the warrior poet everything we've learned.
You said I could ask you more about the tribunal after you finish your mission.
Of course. As I said, the tribunal consists of our 3 living gods, Vivek, Almalexia, and Sothasil. They lead us in spiritual matters and rule over Dunmer society as god monarchs of the Dark Elves. I serve Vivek, but honor the entire tribunal.
Do all Dark Elves follow the tribunal?
Unfortunately, no. The Dunmer houses bow to the tribunal, but the savage Ashlanders refuse to acknowledge their divinity. The heretics never allowed themselves to be assimilated into the great houses. Instead, they hold to primitive superstitions.
It's a bit of them having the last laugh after all this plot. Well, not this plot. After the Morrowind, the game plot. Especially after the DLC. Whew, stuff happens. I may not have played this game. Oh, you're fighting a Cliff Strider. Good luck. They're not difficult. You've got it. Yeah. I may not have played that game, but I'm very... Well, not very. Fairly familiar with the plot of the main game and the DLC. Can we get the world to load? This is my favorite place if you're just logging in to do your crafting dailies. Everything is like right here. The Somerset one's another good choice. Ooh, the game needs to load a little better than that. It's also a great place to pickpocket guards. Because there's very easy escape routes. I am just moving a little too fast for the game. There we go. Oh, hey, we get to meet Vivek. This is going to be cool. Ooh, fancy door.
Vivek.
What? Oh, sure, yeah. Hey, Archcanon Tarvis.
This is the person who helped me at the tomb, my lord.
Lord Vivek, we don't need the help of this outlander.
Oh hush, Archcanon Tarvis. Outlanders have their usefulness, and this one intrigues me.
As
You
you
want-
say, I'll be in my office if you need me.
Hello.
Step forward, friend of Lavul, and let us speak.
I forgot how glittery your armor is.
Canon Level says you helped him in his mission. As I have written, the one who helps my ally becomes my friend. Despite the Archcanon's concerns, I greet you with sincerity and pose a simple question. Will you assist us further, Outlander?
What kind of help do you need, Lord Vivek?
I have ordinators and armigers at my disposal. Vast armies of followers and dedicated priests. What I don't have, however, is a fresh perspective. Will you set aside your personal goals for a time and become the eyes and ears of a god?
Of course. I can provide a fresh perspective.
I need assistance to investigate a strange phenomenon that the ancestor confirmed may indeed be a problem. We'll start with a simple divination ritual. Archcanon Tarvis can tell you what we need to delve into this mystery.
I don't think Archcanon Tarvis wants my help.
The situation that troubles me has taken a toll on my Archcanon, but he's a faithful servant. Tarvis will do as I say, and I say we need your assistance. Find the Archcanon in his office, and he'll tell you how to proceed.
When I first arrived, I saw a vision of Azura.
The Daedric Prince. I suppose the same events that concern me might interest Azura, though she could just as easily be the source of these troubles. Red Mountain, strange Daedra, and then there's... well, we'll talk more about that when you return.
Was what the ancestor said helpful?
Levul's ancestor assured me that a source of power remains safe. As for the rest, let the guess ripen in the mind, and only speak when the fruit grows certain. I require more information on these matters, hence the need for the divination ritual.
Okay. And that's right, his office is back down the ziggurat. Whee! I should really be on the mount for this. Woo! Hey, I have this fountain. Tarvis? Were you a fan of the loot?
Ah, Outlander. Lord Vivek trusts too much to put his faith in one such as you. But who am I to question my god? I suppose he sent you to me so I could put you to work? Did he say which task he wants us to accomplish first?
Lord Vivek said he needed to perform a divination ritual.
Ah, yes. We do need to perform a ritual to reveal the nature of the phenomenon that vexes Lord Vivek. Now listen closely. I hate to repeat myself.
I'm listening.
Despite my objections, Vivek believes you were sent to help, so I'll do my best to assist you. Go to the ziggurat that's still under construction and tell the overseer that Lord Vivek requires the blessing stone. Then bring it to me in the palace.
Okay.
You'll receive a simple errand in the service of Lord Vivek, and countless questions form unbidden in your mind. Very well. Go
Why is
ahead.
lightning shooting out of this
Ask
man?
your questions. It's not like I'm the busy archcanon of a living god or anything.
What's a blessing stone?
Ah, the ignorance of outlanders. How refreshing. The blessing stones serve as repositories for small amounts of Lord Vivek's power. They allow his favor to permeate sanctified locations. We need such a stone to power the divination ritual.
Can't Vivek perform the ritual without the stone?
If you haven't guessed yet, the phenomenon interferes with Lord Vivek's power in unusual ways. It will be safer for everyone if I perform the ritual by using the blessing stone instead of drawing on my Lord's personal store of energy.
What does Lord Vivek hope to learn from the divination
Even
ritual?
if I told you, you wouldn't comprehend it. Lord Vivek's senses eclipse those of mere mortals. Suffice it to say, he feels a disturbance in the flow of energy throughout Vardenfell. He seeks to discover the source of that disturbance.
Vivek mentioned Red Mountain and Daedra. Do you think there's a connection?
Lord Vivek sees signs and portents everywhere. It's the poet at his core. I tend to be much more pragmatic. Sometimes a volcano is simply a volcano, and not a harbinger of doom. As for the Daedra, I have no idea. Perhaps the summoning got out of hand.
Have I offended you in some manner?
Offend me? You give yourself too much credit. No, I feel the same about all Outlanders. This is tribunal business, best handled by tribunal resources. However, I also obey my Lord Vivek, so I will tolerate your involvement and do my best to aid you.
How noble of you. Oh man, this takes me back. I used to come into this office every time and just raid all of his cabinets and get all these ingredients until I realized that I don't need to do that because the game just throws that stuff at you. Okay, we need to go to the unfinished one. Oh, I remember this lady. She loves her wife. They're very nice. Whoop. Those people are dead now. Overseer Shiralis.
This project has been nothing but one disaster after another. How am I expected to get this ziggurat built on time when things constantly go wrong? Don't mind me. I'm just having one of those days.
Archcanon Tarvis sent me. I need to borrow your blessing stone.
Our blessing stone? Do you know what happens if we give up our blessing stone? Well, neither do I. But I'm sure it won't put us back on schedule or end our string of disasters. I'm not one to disagree with the Archcanon, but that's a terrible idea.
Lord Vivek needs the blessing stone to perform a ritual.
Lord Vivek? Why didn't you say so? But I'll need your help before I can turn over the blessing stone. The passage that leads to the consecration chamber collapsed, trapping some of my workers. If you can clear the way, you can borrow the stone.
Okay.
I appreciate the help. Just remember that you're only borrowing the stone. It needs to be back in the consecration chamber before the next shift, or we'll never get this ziggurat constructed in time.
I didn't do anything.
Thank you. I'll go tell the Overseer what you did for me.
I'm just like sweeping dust so they can lift the log.
I thought I was gonna die under there. Oh, thanks for saving me.
Oh, it's up there. How do I... Oh, like this. Oh, I forgot how these things work. They're so weird. Okay, I'll take the stone. That was easy enough. There's a lot of dead people in here. I want to get that cleaned up. See you later. Man, I have to be real careful not to use my necromancer abilities in this city. There's a lot of guards everywhere. On the plus side, like I mentioned, I can just leave pretty easily by jumping in the water and swimming away. Oh, time grows short. There's an hour and a half until maintenance. Is it exactly? It must be. Yeah, sure. Where are you going, Grumpula?
The Outlander returns. I understand there was trouble at the construction site, but you were able to save a few of the workers. Lord Vivek always draws the straightest arrow from the quiver. Praise the tribunal. Did you bring the blessing stone?
Here you go.
Stand over there. In Canon Level's absence, you will form the third corner of our ritual triangle. When you're ready, place the blessing stone, and we'll begin the ritual.
Ooh, fancy schmancy. Boop. Man, it's taking a long time to put that stone. Woohoo!
Hear the words of the warrior poet, and reveal the source of Lord Vivek's distress.
How did that water... Whoa. Water gets stored.
An Ashlander? A clockwork mage? A Daedric cultist?
Woo! Scary.
Something interfered with the ritual, my lord. But we may have learned something. Excuse me while I compare the results to our previous research.
Your thoughts, Golden Boy? Or half Golden Boy?
Between the cryptic warnings of the ancestor spirit and the unexpected result of the divination ritual, I fear there may be more astir than I imagined. We solved the greatest mysteries by accident, I suspect. I should write that down.
Something went wrong during the ritual. Did you learn what you had hoped?
We learn from every action we take. Failure or success, each result teaches us something, at least in the larger sense. To be more specific, no, not as much as I hoped.
But there were images in the ritual.
Images that suggest avenues to investigate, riddles to solve. Let me tell you a secret, Outlander. It concerns a living god, an energy that fades like daylight as dusk spreads across the land.
I don't understand, Lord Vivek.
Listen well, and speak not a word. My divine energy, it drains away. Whether from illness or foul malady, I know not. You must travel the land and seek answers on my behalf. But first, gratitude before service, as I have written. So thank you.
You're welcome.
The ritual confirmed my worst fears. Divine energy flows out of me for no reason that I can discern. I felt the power imbued within my blessing stone get wrenched away as soon as you added it to the ritual. I couldn't stop it.
You're losing divine energy? How's that possible?
To quote my own words as the warrior poet, no lock exists that the determined thief cannot open. Follow the trail of my missing energy, and try to discover the identity of the enemy Lavul's ancestor warned us about.
You think an enemy is responsible for your energy loss?
Something drains my energy. Find Archcanon Tarvus in his office, and ask if he gleaned anything useful from the ritual. If not, I know his earlier research indicated new avenues to investigate. Go where he tells you, and learn what you can.
I'll talk to the Archcanon.
My divine energy diminishes with every passing moment, but the ritual confirmed my affliction is not natural. I regret that I could not reveal the full nature of these dire circumstances until your trustworthiness had been demonstrated.
I'm not sure Archcanon Tarvis shares your assessment of me.
Yes. Well, Archcanon Tarvis has always been cautious about ideas and ideologies that didn't originate within the Tribunal. And recently, that prudence has grown 1,000-fold. He's a faithful servant, however, despite his narrow-mindedness.
What do you mean your divine energy has diminished?
I've always used my power freely, and without detriment. I create the blessing stones, hold the moonlit above the city, and perform 100 miracles a day to benefit my people. I begin to feel the toll this liberal application of divinity costs me.
Do you think you're in danger?
I care little for my own safety, but my people are another matter. Without my power to stop it, the moonlit will crash into the city and kill hundreds, perhaps thousands of innocents. And that would be just the start of Vardenfell's woes.
It certainly would. That moonlit causes big problems later on. You suspect the affliction isn't natural?
At first, I barely noticed the loss of energy. But as I continue to grow weaker, the more it feels like an attack against my person. Besides, the ancestor spirit confirmed that an ancient enemy was to blame. We just need to determine who before...
Before?
Let us not dwell on disasters to come when we have problems enough to deal with in the here and now. Consult with Archcanon Tarvis and discover the source of this attack. Then we can put an end to it and not worry about what might have been.
What does the rest of the tribunal think about all this?
They always chide me about my flagrant displays of divinity. But so far, I am the only one of the living gods whose power is fading. Almalexia hoards her energy and has barricaded her temple against attack. As for Sothasil...
What about Sothasil?
My brother travels. We have not heard from him for quite some time. But I sense that he remains safe and in possession of his full power. Funny. We always wanted to discover the limits of our divinity. Perhaps I will solve that mystery for him.
Oh, right, I got a staff. It doesn't do anything! Wow, it doesn't even have a cool description. Oh, wait. No, yeah. Man, there's so many interesting... Not great, but interesting sets in this land. You couldn't stick one of them on there? Well, that's not how stairs work, Nixox. You gotta... Okay, whatever, it's fine. You're just enjoying looking at that thing, huh? Wait, was this thing here this whole time? Has it always been here, or did they add that in an update? Because that's the lantern you can buy, or you can learn. You can buy to learn. And then make yourself. It's a salt lantern. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was just made for that.
I performed that ritual countless times, and it never exploded in my face before. If I discover that you sabotage the divination... No. I shouldn't take my failure out on you. It's not your fault that things are difficult.
By difficult, you mean Lord Vivek's loss of power?
How do you know about... Lord Vivek told you? Of course he did. It's his prerogative, I suppose.
Is that how you spell prerogative? Prerogative? Prerogative?
To keep this secret, though. There would be panic in the streets if the people believed one of the tribunal was incapacitated.
Lord Vivek said you might need help investigating the source of the problem.
It's true. I'm much better at scholarly pursuits than field work. And the ritual wasn't a total failure. It confirmed 3 locations from my earlier studies. Balmora, Aldrin, and Barrelzar's Tower. I need you to investigate each of these sites.
Tell me more about these locations before I head out.
I researched what I could using the resources available here in Vex City. To learn more, I need an agent to personally assess each location. Lord Vivek thinks you're the best one for that job. I hope he's right.
Can you tell me anything about Barrelzar's Tower?
I believe the mage seen in the ritual is Barrelzar, who works out of an ancient Velothi tower. His experiments radiate energy similar to Vivek's affliction, but they're not a perfect match. Find out what he knows about the transfer of divine energy.
How about Balmora?
House Redoran controls the town and nearby mines. House Halalu also has interests in the region. Rumors of a cult in the area concern me the most. I believe we saw a cultist during the ritual. Make discreet inquiries and see what you can learn.
What kind of a cult are we talking about?
I have no idea. That's why we're sending you. I suggest you start at the inn. Secrets get spilled along with the drinks in such places. The miners may know something as well. I've heard that House Redoran has issued some kind of proclamation.
What do you know about Aldrun?
Savage Ashlanders, like the one seen in the vision, use the area as a tribal meeting ground. These nomadic heretics deny the divinity of the tribunal and have no love for Vivek. But how they could be involved eludes me. See what you can uncover.
Anything else I should know?
I traced tendrils of Vivek's energy to these locations, and the ritual confirmed the connection before it went awry. Just don't discuss Lord Vivek's condition with anyone. We don't want to start a panic. If anything changes here, I'll contact you.
Okay. Do I actually have to do quests there? I hope I don't. Let's take it. Zoom out. So we go over there, way over there. I have nary a way shrine to shortcut. We get to travel the wonderful land of Vardenfell.
That was a great feat. Rescuing...
Ooh, Opaline horse. Very nice. The new crown crates should actually be coming out pretty soon, shouldn't they? It's been like 3 months. They came out in December. It's midway through March, practically. They're fungus themed. Fungi? You can get a horse made of mushrooms, if such is your wish. But who knows what else? Uh-oh, Nixox. Regular Nixox. Yeah. Let me up. Come on. Come on, game. What are you... Okay. We'll go nice and slow like you want, game. It would be kind of cool if, like... I'm sure they can't do it for the sake of balance, but, like, if you ride a Nixox and you go near a Nixox, it won't attack you. Or if you have a Nixhound pet and you go near a Nixhound, it won't attack you. Stuff like that, but... That's, Oh, speak of the devil. That's just not... How come they haven't made any Owlet or, What's the other scary... No, I guess just, yeah, I'm thinking of Owlet. How come they haven't made any Owlet pets? Like a little itty bitty one.
You there, Outlander. I have a proposition for you.
Too bad, I'm not interested. Alright, we're at Balmora. Talk to Miner. Miner, are you here? Hello?
Please, this one needs to get out of here. Those cultists, they're insane.
All right, but keep your voice down. I'll be ready to leave soon enough. In the meantime, if anyone asks, you're just here to haul cargo.
Renaku?
What? Who? This one is just here to haul cargo.
Relax, I'm here to help. What was that you said about cultists?
Cultists? This one said nothing about cultists. Perhaps you are thinking of another Khajiit. Look, Renaku just wants to leave all these crazy dark elves behind and find a safer mine to work in. The Shulk ore mine is cursed.
Tell me about the cultists or I start yelling for the house guards.
No one likes a Gwar licker, you clawless kitten. It happened a few days back. Weird cultists just barged in and took over the mine. This one managed to get away, but the crew chief and some of the others are still out there. Happy now, fish breath?
Well, he took that threat not very well. Oh. Oh! Oh, find the crew chief. Where is he? Ah. Oh, wait, isn't this a side... This is a side quest, isn't it? Like, you go into a mine to help with an ebony problem? Oh! I remember. It is an ebony problem, but not in regards to the ore. Some transmutation problems. And again, not with the ore. It's not all that different from the Darkshade quest. Hello, Crew Chief Hondulf.
You shouldn't be here. Didn't you read the House Redoran proclamation? I wouldn't be here myself, but some of my miners are still in there.
Can you tell me what happened in the mine?
Our mine was invaded by violent cultists. They showed up and just took the place over. My people are trapped. I'm no expert, but it looked like the cultists were preparing to conduct a ritual before the Ashlander interrupted them.
Why do you think the cultists are conducting a ritual?
Probably because I heard one of them say, "With this ritual we'll call forth a mystical weapon and attain the power of a god." Or something along those lines. Look, I was just trying to get me and my miners out of there when the Ashlander showed up.
An Ashlander interrupted the cultists?
Well, I never actually saw an Ashlander, but I heard a cultist yell, "Ashlander thief! That's our mystical weapon!" That's not an exact quote, but you get the idea. I don't know what happened after that. I was kind of busy trying not to die.
What kind of mine is the Shulk?
It used to be an ore mine, and we hope it will be again. My crew was inside, preparing to start up mining operations. when the cultists attacked. The way things are going, we might just have to turn the place into another Kwama egg mine.
I'll go into the mine and see what I can find out.
Really? That's awfully brave of you. If you see any of my miners, tell them to get their arses out here. I'll wait as long as I can. Or until I hear screaming. Then I'll go to Balmora and try to find some help. Good luck in there.
I don't need luck. I don't need luck. Shulk or mine. The narcotic cult. I'm not sure they are, but one of them who came into town for visitors was muttering something about his rueful acts. Grubesha. Grocer. Narcotic? Narcotic, yeah. Peek see of the map. Oh, Red Exiles. Oh. Those are Ashlanders, technically. Ooh. Curate Aridno. Can I just... I wonder, can I? Can this work? Kind of funny if it does. Don't mind me. That's pretty funny. Okay. Oh, River Troll. That's less funny. Well, it seems that all the workers are dead, so you don't have to worry about that at least. Oh, that's another thing that hasn't been made a pet yet. A worm mouth. That would make a fine pet for lizardly inclined folks. It's basically like a more crocodilian guar. Is that the right word? Crocodilian? Alligatorian? I'm back.
Did you find what you were looking for in the mine?
I'm not sure. I need to consult with my contact.
Of course. I perfectly understand. I think I'll wait a little longer and see if any of my miners were able to escape from the cultists. Good luck with your mission. Whatever it is.
This might not be the mine I was thinking of. There is another mine near this town that has a serious problem with ebony. But I guess it's not that one. I got the way shrine there, right? Yeah. Ah, the marshlands. Many a minute did I spend actually it was many an hour fishing in these swampy lands. It's a little annoying though, because there are some dreg, whatever they're pronounced. Oh, there they are now. God, I still can't believe like the difference modern fishing versus like I would say base game fishing, or whenever they added fishing into the game. That seemed impossible. Not impossible, but just like smashing your head against the wall.
I demand to see my brother. Lay hands upon me, and you will lose them.
Saren? You got slapped.
You there! The
Ooh.
territory of the Red Exiles shouldn't be traveled lightly.
Oh, you're talking to me. Hello, Saren. I like your outfit. It's very shiny.
Ashlanders once respected
Oh, that's
each
much
other,
better.
helped one another. You'd think these were house wolves or tribunal dogs, the way they treated me. Speaking of the tribunal, You have the smell of dog about you. I wonder why that is.
Funny you say that. I'm looking into something for Lord Vivek.
Lord Vivek, is it? And I thought all the tribunal cared about was building monuments to their own greatness. Nice to see that one of them cares about what's going on beyond their borders. Well, perhaps we can aid each other this day, Outlander.
What kind of help do you need?
Ashlanders are nomads, but we gather at sacred sites to trade, confer, and pay homage to the past. Aldrin is such a place. That's why Chodala invited the Red Exiles here. But these outcasts won't let me into their camp. I need to find my brother.
Who's your brother?
My brother, Chodala, is the Ashkan of our tribe, and I am his ambassador. I act as a go-between among the tribes. Chodala wants to unite the Dunmer and calmly end the era of the bickering houses. He hopes to convince the tribes to follow his lead.
So what do you need me to do?
Head into the Red Exiles camp and find my brother. Otherwise, see if you can find out what he was doing in there and where he's gone. Be wary of the outcasts. As you saw, they won't hesitate to attack without reason or provocation.
Your brother rules over the Ashlander tribes?
No, just our tribe, the Urshilaku, though he's respected by most of the other Ashlanders for his wisdom and strength of will. He does hope to unite the tribes in a common cause, however. That's one of the reasons we've gathered here at Aldrin.
Tell me more about Chodala.
My brother and I have always worked to help our people and improve the Ashlander way of life. He used to believe that peaceful negotiation was the best path to accomplish this. Recently, however, things have become different. He's almost like...
Like what?
No, it's not something I'm ready to talk about with an outsider. Perhaps after you prove your trustworthiness and willingness to help us, then we can discuss my brother in more detail. Perhaps.
You said Chodala wants to unite the tribes? Are they planning to go to war?
That's not our goal. But the tribes will defend themselves if necessary. No. We hope to present a united front and show the houses the folly of the path they've embarked upon. Turning away from our forefathers and god ancestors has made them weak.
Tell me more about the Red Exiles.
The Red Exiles? They're violent, dangerous Ashlanders who were banished from their tribes and joined together to create their own clan. Chodala invited them to the gathering and went into their camp to talk, but he's been gone too long. I'm worried.
Tell me more about Chodala.
My brother and I have always worked to help our people and improve the Ashlander way of life. He used to believe that...
Oh, okay, so this is the same thing before.
That's not how...
You think I'll have to find my way through the camp?
As you saw, hostility is second nature to the Red Exiles. We're here to negotiate. They're no better than thieves and murderers. If they spot you in their camp, you'll need to defend yourself. It's unfortunate, but they'll leave you no choice.
Okay. Let me grab this way shrine real quick. Yep. Aldrun. I'm sure they'll be fine with me just running in the camp. Notes the meeting with Chodala and Nervarine. Oh, Nervarine? Really? Son of Ra. What is that? I have noofs.
You seem to have survived your visit to the Red Exiles camp. Did you find my brother?
No, but I found this record of his meeting with the Red Exiles leader.
Interesting. I never suspected that the outcasts were disciplined enough to keep records such as this. Oh no. I can't believe my brother would be so... brazen.
He called themselves the Nervarine. Do you know what that means?
It means that Chodala really has changed. With his newfound powers and rising ambitions, I fear what he plans for the tribes. I suppose you have a right to know what I'm talking about. Take this. I found it among my brother's possessions.
Another scroll. Did Chodala write this?
Chodala discovered new power out in the wilderness, and it changed his view of the world. He writes about it in that document. Now he believes he's the Nervarine.
Oh,
He
Nervarine.
incites the tribes, while I tried to keep them all from doing anything rash.
What's the Nervarine?
You don't know? I thought... No, you're not an Ashlander. And the house elves rarely talk about such things. Long ago, there was a hero named Nerevar. He fought alongside the tribunal, before they claimed to be gods, until they betrayed him.
The tribunal betrayed Nerevar?
So our legends say. Nerevar united the Kaima, and forged an alliance with the Dwemer. He died at the Battle of Red Mountain. We believe the Tribunal hastened his demise, despite Vivek's claims to the contrary.
But where does the Nerevarine fit into all that?
The Nerevarine is a promise and a prophecy. We believe that, through the power of Azura, Nerevar will return to unite all Dunmer, House and Ashlander alike, and make Morrowind great again.
Ooh.
The returned Nerevar will be known as the Nerevarine.
That phrase has lost some niceness to it. You don't believe Chodola's claim?
While the prophecy of the Nerevarine can be interpreted as the end of the Tribunal, I have always seen it as a prediction of hope and peace. Chodola and some Ashlanders, such as the Red Exiles, favor war. That's not the Nerevarine I believe in.
You think Chodola wants a war?
He uses in Ashkon's words to plant dark ideas in his followers. Ideas that speak of false gods, lost traditions, and the need for a cleansing war. His words become more forceful every day, but I hope to dissuade him from this violent course.
Tell me about Chodola's new power.
All I know is that his new power frightens me. Chodola returned from a sojourn in the wilderness more vibrant, more commanding. He's always been strong, but now he's fearless, practically invincible, and swifter than the fastest Ashlander scout.
What do you think is the source of Chodola's new power?
Chodola says his new abilities strengthen his claim as the Nerevarine. I think it's the staff he carries. He had it when he returned, and now it's always at his side. I know it's unreasonable, but I hate that staff. He calls it Sunara.
Let me check something real quick, like achievements. Where is Morrowind? Quests. No. Where is the one? Voice of the Failed Incarnate, Spirit of the Blessed Staff, Hand of a Living God. Oh, that's these. Voice of the Failed Incarnates. Okay. Bearer of the Blessed Staff, Hand of a Living God, Champion of Vivek. Oh, wait, the achievement gives itself the achievement? Interesting. So basically, these are the three... I don't know why Champion of Vivek is there, but the three other ones are how the quest is all broken up. So, like I said, this is a weird one because the skill points aren't divided by the main story. They're divided by 3 plot points in the area, which again is an odd way to do things. But I'm not going to pursue, because the other one of the plot points involves... Oh, wait, no, I do need to do one of them. Yeah, I do need to do one of them because it ties in later. But the other ones... The one I'm not going to do is a Telvanni related thing. There's no reason to do it. It's just a, like, weird side plot that doesn't have any connection to anything, really. The other one involves the Morag Tong, which we will need to do to see some interesting connected plot points. Still, though,
You defended Fort Virat against General Sari.
I will probably break up the main story of this into 3 episodes like normal. Otherwise, they will get way too long. Barelzar's Tower. Oh, I remember this guy. He is a clockwork mage. He's a nice guy. Why did he have a dwarven spider then if he's a clockwork... I guess they hadn't really added a lot of the clockwork creatures yet when they made this DLC. Or they were still in the works, I would bet, at the very least. Ah, Lady Clarice. Why? Who killed you? For level 3, I will help you. Although they may have just gone idle, so that would make more sense. That was a waste of a soul gem. Oh well. Actually, does the soul gem get consumed if they don't revive themselves? Big mushrooms. It is weird though that the champion of Vivec is an achievement that requires itself. Ooh, now there's no music. God, this soil must be so good for growing anything. Am I? Oh, I probably shouldn't be in here then. That was odd. Maybe I'm not... Maybe I have to become friends with the Ashlanders first, and then they'll not... Oh! Hey, you rarely get to see this kind of thing. It's a Nixox grooming ritual. Nature is beautiful and gross. Wait a minute, I know this book. One of the sermons is here. Yep. Number 18. Those were fun to track down. I see no... Oh, I found the tower. This is all Dwemer stuff. Dwemer. Ooh. The so-called Velati Towers were built by the Chimer in the early days when Morrowind was known as Resdain. Many of these remote outposts have been occupied by hermits, wizards, and others who value their privacy, including the mage Bralzar. Ooh. Whoa, I don't have that type of furnace all lit up like that. Oh, the Sothasil iconography. Hey, I only have a red version of this. Your white one's pretty cool. And I only have a red version of these with not these other shapes. That's not even... Actually, mine is a blue version. It is this one. How fancy. Mr. Barrelzar. Oh, you have a Dwemer Centurion head. Neato.
Oh, such displeasure and disappointment. Nothing works, even though every calculation is precise. Now an interruption. How infuriating. Wait. Sometimes the great gear turns from frustration to opportunity.
Do you know anything about divine energy?
Divine energy? I'll have you know I participated in Lord Sothasil's 9 analyses of the Exalted Enigmas. But we have more important matters. I'm about to determine the correlation between color and time. And I could use another set of hands.
If I help, will you answer my questions?
A reciprocal exchange. Interesting, yes. I can see the benefits of such an arrangement. Very well. Just activate the crystals in the proper sequence while I modulate the energy flow. Less chance of an explosion that way.
What do you want me to do again?
Such a waste repeating words. Activate the crystals in the proper order. It's all about colors, like a rainbow. Make a mistake and reset the mechanism using that lever, unless it explodes. You'd be surprised how often that happens.
Like a rainbow, got it. So, red.
A good start. Keep going.
Is this supposed to be challenging? Orange, yellow.
Correct. So far, so good.
Green.
Like clockwork you are.
Is this really just a Roy G. Biv puzzle?
More to go. Yes, I love it when the gears align.
Ooh, that is pretty. And burning my eyes. Happy?
Perfect. Such are the benefits of an extra set of appendages.
You could have done that yourself.
Energy flows freely and without disruption, allowing the rods and the pistons to align in a most pleasing manner. Thank you. Now, why do you want to know about divine energy?
Well, I was sent to ask you about the transfer of divine energy.
Sent? How intriguing. I was just thinking about my former master, Sothasil, and the experiments we conducted. He desperately sought to understand the power he and his companions attained. Especially whether or not that power was temporary.
Did Sothasil reach a conclusion?
Not while I assisted him. He had a tool that he used to drain away minute bits of his own divine energy to store and study. He could extract it and return it as he saw fit. Not sure what became of the tool, but here are my notes from those days.
These notes should be helpful. Can I ask you a few more questions?
More questions? Well, Lord Sofa Seal attributed curiosity to intellectual superiority. Suppose I should do the same. Ask, and I will attempt to tighten the cogs of your ongoing education as best I can.
The tool you mentioned, is it a weapon?
Odd question. Is a hammer a weapon? A saw? A Dwemer spring spanner? No, it was just a tool. A device crafted by Sofa Seal to aid in his endless experiments. Suppose I could imagine ways to modify the device, but for what reason?
Do you know where the tool is now?
Haven't a clue. Tools have a way of wandering off when you don't stay vigilant. Had a guar that used to swallow tools when I wasn't looking. Glowed for a month until the enchantment dissipated and the tool passed. Should have heard the screams.
You worked with Sothasil?
I was his apprentice, but that was years ago. Spent time working in the Clockwork City. That's where I learned about energy transference, Dwemer engineering, mechanical symmetry. Made me the dark elf I am today. I have a question. Who sent you?
Archcanon Tarvis.
The Archcanon? Lord Vivek's High Priest. Suddenly the gears align. I can think of a number of reasons that Alm and V would want to know about C and his tools. But some doors just shouldn't be opened.
Tell me more about Sothasil.
He's the father of mysteries and the architect of time. One of the tribunal. The three living gods of the Dark Elves. Creates all sorts of helpful and intriguing devices, like the Clockwork City. I haven't seen my old master in many years.
What's the Clockwork City?
It's a wonder and a miracle. All brass tunnels, glass domes, and giant gears. He was inspired by the work of the Dwemer. The Clockwork City is pure Sofa Seal. He made it to forge the future and reshape the world. I learned a lot there.
Thank you for your time. Oh, you have many. I got lots of water. That's cool, I guess. Actually, would it be faster? Probably. Let's just go to my apartment. Get by Arnold Palmer drink? Is that what he said? Like the tea? That you can get, like, everywhere? The, like, tall can? This was probably faster than just... maybe it wasn't, because I do have to go through another load screen after this, and then another one after that, I think. Doom, doom. For a modest fee. Maybe it would have been faster just to use the shrine. Because it had to load two separate cells. It's a good place to pickpocket if you need stuff. Especially if you want the motifs, actually.
Who wouldn't want such a cozy little home?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can pickpocket that lady on the right twice or three times if you're lucky enough, and pickpocket the Argonian lady twice, and then do the Blade of Woe thing, and then you can reload by teleporting to the room there if you bought it, and then repeat ad infinitum, or near ad infinitum. There are limits, but yeah, that was the way I got most of the motifs, the three house motifs. They are not generous with how often they drop. Hello, Archcanon and Blue Dragon. Okay, so this is... I don't see how this could be a new character because they have the blue dragon. Oh no, wait, the blue dragon. How do you get the blue dragon? The green dragon is from the event. Oh, the blue dragon is just from buying the Elsewhere Special Edition. Never mind. That could be a totally new player.
At last. Did you see what's happening outside? Red Mountain rumbles louder and more frequently. The sky grows dark, and worst of all, the people are beginning to notice. Soon I'll have to muster the Ordinators to keep them from the palace doors.
Is that the emergency? The people want to see Lord Vivek?
In part. Lord Vivek is... not well. I won't allow his followers to see him in this state. He continues to lose energy, and it's becoming difficult for him to maintain the realm in his usual fashion. Now, what did your investigations uncover?
I investigated the 3 locations. Here's what I learned.
I'll review these documents and present your findings to Lord Vivek. I was against bringing you into this investigation, but I was wrong. Thank you for aiding us. You should go see Lord Vivek now. He's been asking about you. I'll be along shortly.
You're going to just read the notes? I thought we could discuss what I learned.
Very well. Tell me what you learned at each of the locations, and let's see what conclusions we can come to.
Barazar told me about Sothisil's experiments with divine energy. He gave me his notes.
Barazar faithfully served Sothisil. He's as loyal to the tribunal as I am. He would never intentionally harm Lord Vivek. But that tool he mentioned. Perhaps one of the priests Vivek sent away could search the temple archives for more information.
Vivek sent away all his priests?
Lord Vivek doesn't want his followers to see him in such a weakened state. Only you, Canon Levuel, and myself are permitted into his palace now. Speaking of the palace, Lord Vivek wants to see you when we're done here.
An Ashlander named Chodala has been inciting the tribes.
So your notes say. And this Saren assisted you. Interesting. Most Ashlanders want nothing to do with the tribunal. Even so, they rarely become aggressive. I'd say this Chodala bears watching. If we can spare it, I'll send an armiger to order it.
Chodala's newfound power might have something to do with Vivek's problem.
Interesting theory. Perhaps Chodala's staff can steal Vivek's energy. I have a hard time imagining how an Ashlander could accomplish such a feat. Lord Vivek said the draining has grown more intense since you left. It doesn't look well.
Cultists took over the mine outside Balmora.
From what you discovered, I dare say there may be a correlation between the narcotic relic and the tool Barazal mentioned. And it seems the Ashlander thieves are connected to Chodala. Your evidence points to a clear conclusion.
Chodala is using Sunra to steal Vivek's divine energy?
So it appears. Lord Vivek's doing his best not to complain, but I can see how much the draining of his energy has cost him. Just seeing you again should improve his mood considerably. And the progress you made with your investigations, outstanding.
Cool. Let's go talk to the big old blue and gold. Oh, see, now you're climbing the step. Ugh!
Stand aside! Lord Vivek is expecting me.
Lord Vivek isn't receiving visitors today.
Oh, Dren. That's a major person. Oh, I see you're not floating
My
anymore.
lord, please, let me send for aid. Perhaps one of the healers can help you.
Pain is best tolerated in private. As I have written in the 37th ballad.
There must be something I can do.
You can call the Archcanon. He should hear the news our friend brings us. The river drains into the sea as my divinity flows out of me. Need some work. As you can see, I continue to lose energy, and it has made me somewhat agitated. Have you made any progress toward discovering the source of my discomfort?
I think that an Ashlander named Chodala might be responsible for your condition.
An Ashlander? That seems unlikely, but I trust your instincts. We need to find out more about this Chodala and the ancient enemy that aids him. Take this. Another token of my appreciation. And look, Here comes the Archcanon now.
My lord, the Outlander may have actually discovered something.
Do those boots do anything, or are they kind of... Nope. I've never... Can you go in these doors? Private chambers. Okay, so you can't... What is this even a... Oh, are these the other two tribunals? Oh. Who is this? It's very hard to tell. Because those were the ones that were shooting towards the stones, the blessing stones?
After further examination of the documents you brought back, I have to agree with your assessment. The Ashlander Chodala has somehow siphoned divine energy away from Lord Vivek.
So you know how to restore Lord Vivek's power?
Not exactly. But now that we know that the affliction isn't natural, we can work toward a solution, one that probably involves Chodala's staff. How the Ashlander got his hands on Sothasil's tool and turned it into a weapon is beyond me, though.
You want me to acquire the staff called Sunara?
Eventually, but we need to be cautious. If Chodala is as respected as you say, attacking him would start a war we can't afford to partake in. Go to Aldrin and talk to his sister, Saren. I don't trust her either, but she worked with you before.
I'll go talk to Saren.
Get to Aldrin and locate Saren. She needs to tell us more about Chodala and then help us acquire his staff. Without it, we can't restore Vivek. Meanwhile, I need to placate the populace. The people grow concerned over Vivek's continuing isolation.
Okay, I don't need to ask him about what's happened. We've been doing that this whole time. So, where is she? No, okay, that's not that far. There's a way shrine. And I think I've learned my lesson. I shouldn't teleport to the room. I should just take the way shrines. It's not worth having to reload all of Vardenfell. It just takes too long. What do you mean I can't mount right now? Don't tell me what I can't do. Return to
Outlander, quickly! This way!
Ooh. Ashlander armor. Wait, isn't that Morag Tong? No, that's Ashlander. Is it? I thought that was the Morag Tong style.
I've been thinking about my brother's claim that he's the Nerevarine since we last spoke. No matter how I try, the word tastes false on my tongue. And now I fear he's about to convince the wise woman that his quest for power will benefit the tribes.
What can I do to help?
My brother is respected and revered. He has allies in all of the tribes, not to mention his personal Red Exiles. We have to proceed with caution. Respect the Ashlander customs and traditions. Anything else will lead to violence and bloodshed.
So what do we have to do?
We talked to my brother. Tried to convince him this isn't the way. Barring that, we make sure the wise woman doesn't get drawn into his madness. Whatever Chodala says or does, don't attack him. We don't need a war between the houses and the Ashlanders.
I'll follow your lead. Wise woman Devrosi. Devrosi?
The wise woman. I was hoping she'd be here.
You're too late, dear sister. Despite your protestations, the wise woman has gone to the Cave of the Incarnate to confirm my claim.
Brother, do you really want to pursue this dangerous course?
There was a time when you gave me your unconditional support, Saren. I miss those days.
Okay, that definitely looks like a clockwork staff.
My brother Chodala is about to do something foolish and dangerous. But by dusk and dawn, Azura put you and I on the same path for a purpose. Just hope we have enough time.
What's he gonna do?
He's about to claim the title of the Nerevarine and try to unite the Ashlander tribes gathered here. He already convinced the Red Exiles to support him. He's using them to intimidate the other tribes. If he persuaded the Wise Woman to his cause.
Tell me about the Wise Woman.
Wise Woman Dovrasi, the most respected counselor and spirit guide this side of Red Mountain. She went to the Cavern of the Incarnate to meditate on Chodala's claim. If she confirms my brother's assertion, the tribes will follow wherever he leads.
We need to talk to the Wise Woman.
Agreed. But I dare not leave Chodala alone with the tribes. I feel the hand of Azura in all this. Go to the Cavern of the Incarnate and talk to the Wise Woman. I'll stay here and try to keep things under control until you return.
Then I'll head for the cavern.
The cavern's to the northeast of Aldrin, on the other side of the mountain. Hopefully, the rumbling and lava won't slow you down too much. Get to the cavern and talk to the Wise Woman. If she accepts Chodala's claim about the Nerevarine.
What's the Cavern of the Incarnate?
My brother isn't the first to believe he's Nerevar returned. All of the previous failed incarnates rest within the cavern. A statue of Azura watches over them as they await the arrival of the true Nerevarine.
Tell me more about the Nerevarine.
Azura proclaimed that someday, Indorel Nerevar, a hero from our ancient past, would return to unite the Dark Elves and right the wrongs of Nirn. We call the returned incarnate the Nerevarine. My brother Chodala believes that he's Nerevar reborn.
You don't agree with your brother?
When Chodala became a Gulakan, a champion of our people, I supported him. When he stepped forward as Ashkan, leader of our tribe, I was at his side. But this new claim, it comes with strange powers and talk of war. I can't support those things.
It's almost like he's been possessed. Wait, has he? He might not actually be possessed. He might just be... Oh! Ew, you weren't kidding. You said it was literally on the other side of the mountain.
Refuse my claim. Just in case. Make sure the
Can I actually cross over? Wait, can I cross over through Red Mountain? I very much doubt it. I don't think you can. I think I gotta go all the way around. Which is... yeah. That's lava. We'll get to tour more of Morrowind, I guess. I've got about 39 minutes left until the server shuts down. Don't they usually do that at like 6 a.m.? Why did they make it 2 this time? I guess big patch requires more prep. Isn't that a Battlegrounds gate? Hey, Vardvarks! I love Vardvarks. It's such a dumb thing. It's just an aardvark with 2 legs. There's like even a funny book you can find. I forget where. But it's like... they're considered complete abominations and nightmares. And they're like actually pretty cute. Well, this is the council, right? Yeah, Solothan's council. Have I reached? Nope, still can't cross yet. Damn this mountain for being mountain-sized. What was that? Oh, someone breathing fire. You know, the usual. Still, plenty of opportunities to nab way shrines going around. Hello, there's Og and Goblin. What are you doing there? Fine. Think of it. Are there even... oh, Netchcaf. Are there even Kagudi? I don't think there are any Kagudi here. The only 2-legged nightmares are Gwars and... or Gwars aren't nightmares. They're pretty cute. But the Owlets are here. Hey, Cliffstriders, you become a vermin problem later on. Much later on. Like, couple hundred, maybe 1,000 years. That one saint dude became a saint because he killed a lot of them. I can't remember, but you meet his soul in Skyrim. I'm guessing you probably meet his real body and him in Morrowind. Okay, this place is full of Daedra. I know that. Wait, no, this isn't the spot with Daedra. Oh, he just walked right past those Nyx hounds. They didn't care. Ooh, the Forgotten Wastes. Did I just see a Sky Shard? No. If you want a neat costume, go grind there for a bit. You get it. The 6th house robes. Although, honestly, if you're going to grind one of the 2 public dungeons here, I recommend the other one. Cleft? Is that the name of it? Or is that the name of the boss? I can't remember. But if you get all the parts from that one, you can get to make a little dwarven Theodolite pet. Neat little ball robot. It's like if you mixed BB-8 with that other robot from the latest Star Wars, which I can't remember the name of, but is...
Azura is my shield, you foul creatures.
Oh, Scoffin. Lovely. Meet again. I love when the animation kind of like bugs out and doesn't perform fast enough, and you end up with that like double stab that I just did. Please die. Thank you.
Thank you for aiding me, but I sense you came for a different purpose. Let's talk inside the cavern.
Cavern of the Incarnate. Fate is the book that she writes to inscribe our worth in deserts. Deserts? By our acts do we earn her regard or disdain, and read our destiny in her prophecy. Sigala Parati. Parrot? Our worth in deserts? Or is it deserts? I guess deserts. Deserts has 2 S's. Our worth in deserts.
An outlander? Surely there must be another way. No, my lady, of course not. I'll do as you ask. Come here, outlander. We must talk.
Okay.
It feels strange to talk to an outlander in such a sacred place. But the Queen of the Night Sky insists. I need to render judgment on an important claim, and she says you can help me reach the correct decision.
This is about Chodala and Nerevarine, right?
Words of truth from the mouth of an outlander. Remarkable. The Red Exiles and a few others believe that Chodala is the Nerevarine. He's convinced them, but not me. I came here to consider my options. I fear a bloodbath if I oppose his claim.
Is there a way to prove he's not the Nerevarine?
Perhaps, but I must remain impartial. If someone else reveals the flaws in Chodala's claims by comparing him to the failed incarnates, that might do the trick.
The failed incarnates?
We thought the incarnates were possessed by the spirit of Nerevar, but each had a critical flaw that made them destined to fail to fulfill the prophecy. Their spirits reside here. Yes, you should speak to the incarnates. I see Azura's wisdom now.
And how do I speak to them?
Take this pouch of blessed grave dust.
It's always grave dust or ashes
Sprinkle
or smoke or...
upon the bones of the incarnates to call forth their spirits. Return to Aldrin after you have learned all you can. Perhaps we can curb Chodala's ambitions before they lead us to war. We need knowledge to defeat Chodala, Outlander. Listen well to what the failed
Oh,
incarnates
that's
have to say.
not horrifying. Incarnate Danat. Did not?
The Nerevarine remains a promise unfulfilled, and I am as guilty of prideful posturing as every other failed incarnate that occupies this hall. Ask your question and let's be done with this, Outlander.
What ended your quest to become the Nerevarine?
The Nerevarine must listen as well as proclaim. I refused to accept wise counsel, which led to the doom of my tribe and the end of my quest to embody the spirit of Nerevar. Take my scroll and remind the wise woman that wisdom ignored is ignorance.
Okay. And how about... Oh, you've got some nice gear. Incarnate Ranso.
We are the failed incarnates, the Ashlanders who proudly proclaimed themselves to be the Nerevarine, but were found wanting. The Lady of Dawn and Dusk urged us to cooperate. So ask your question, Outlander.
What made you fail?
Take my scroll and help the wise woman see the live, unbridled power. I thought myself the reborn Nerevar, for I was the strongest, most powerful warrior in all the land. But power alone won't save my people. In the end, it couldn't even save me.
Why are there two markers here? Oh. Aduri.
Once I was the hope of my people, but then my claim was proven false. Now I wait, and I hope for the Nerevarion's return. State your question, Outlander, and I shall do as Azura urges.
They decided you weren't the Nerevarine. Why?
To fulfill the prophecy, I followed a path of blood and war. In the end, my path became a road that led nowhere, and I was cast down from my lofty spot. Take my scroll, and help the wise woman understand the futility of a senseless war.
Mortal, let us speak.
Oh, you have a booming voice. Hello. I like this statue more.
I foresaw your usefulness before you even set foot in Vardenfell. Now comes a test that will challenge your ability to separate truth from lies. You must convince the tribes that Chodola is not the Nerevarine.
I commune with the incarnates just as the wise woman commanded.
Doversy's wisdom outshines most other mortals. She recognizes the futility of Chodola's claim. If she rebuffs him, however, the tribes will turn on each other, and blood will flow. The staff, Sunra, it makes Chodola confident, reckless.
The staff is the source of his power.
Your instincts serve you well. Chodola's path took a dark turn. However, my sight clouds when I look too closely. Sothasil built Sunra, but he did not create it with this vile purpose in mind. You must act on my behalf, and Vivek's.
I'll do what you ask.
Then go. Return to Aldrun and help the wise woman reveal the falsehood of Chodola's claim. And let Saren assist you. She is my champion and a trusted friend of all Ashlanders.
How do I prove that Chodola isn't the Nerevarine?
Use what the Incarnate shared with you. Their failures point the way toward Chodola's downfall. But beware Chodola's power. He may not be the Nerevarine, but some greater agency has lent strength to his conviction.
Why don't you simply reveal the truth to the Ashlanders?
Due to an ancient pact, I am not permitted to interfere in the affairs of Nirn. Even this casual discussion pushes the boundaries of that agreement. Instead, I must work through trusted agents, such as yourself and Saren.
Why are you helping Vivek? I thought you and the Tribunal were enemies.
Helping that arrogant imposter? Whatever gave you the idea that I was helping that murderer? Vardenfell must stand. Everything I do in this regard serves that single goal. Best that you remember that, mortal.
Okay, bye. Oop. Okay, bye. Man, I'm getting lots of clear water now. That's good. I can make that, it's one of Orzoga's recipes. I'm still blown away that it uses clear water. That was actually one of the original reasons I made Mr. Miserable, because you can't get clear water. You can't get clear water on a high level character, or one with a high level in provisioning. You only get Lorcan's Tears, and the other one that's not as good. I can't remember. Alright, back we go. 25 minutes. I think a timer will actually pop up in the game saying like 10 minutes until the server shut down and 5 minutes until... Hopefully I can at least complete this leg of the quest line before things go dark. I was trying to think of why Aldrin looked weird as a name. It's because it looks like Alduin. Oh god, I completely forgot about the whole giant crab shell house.
Thank the moon and star. You've returned.
Only one star? There's lots of them. Oh wait, I guess the star is in the sun. I forgot about giant crab house.
The wise woman returned from the cavern of the Incarnate.
Scar.
And went right into Scar to meet with the tribes. Chodal is in there too, about to be named the Nerevarine. Tell me you came back with something to stop my brother's rise to power.
I spoke to some of the Incarnates and they gave me these scrolls.
Of course. Use the tales of the failed Incarnates to counter Chodal's arguments. That's brilliant. Well, except for one problem.
Problem?
An Outlander has no status in the Council. The Ashlanders won't listen to a word you say. Someone else has to present the arguments. Someone they trust. I suppose that means I have to challenge my brother. With your help, of course.
How can I help you if I can't talk during the council?
You spoke to the Incarnates, not me. I'm familiar with their stories, but I'll need you to help me choose the appropriate argument to counter each of Chodala's claims. I hate opposing my brother in this. I just don't see another way.
When should I give you Incarnate Ranso's scroll?
Incarnate Ranso was strong and powerful. He thought that by strength alone, he could unite the Ashlanders. He failed. When Chodala proclaims his power, that's when we'll refer to this scroll's sad tale.
When should I give you Incarnate Aduri's skull?
Incarnate Aduri was a champion of my people. She defended us against great threats. But when she grew to love war for war's sake, she proved she wasn't the Nerevarine. When Chodala proclaims that war is the answer, hand me this scroll.
When should I give you Incarnate Donat's scroll?
Incarnate Dana thought his way was the best way.
Dana.
He rejected the counsel of the Wise Women and the Ashkans, something Nerevar would never do. When Chodala proclaims he knows better than anyone, we'll use this scroll.
Alright, let's go dispute your brother's claim.
Meet me inside.
Yeah, these crabs aren't around anymore, but this was a big one. Scar. Oh. Once, the mighty and colossal Emperor Crabs ruled all of Vardenfell, but they put aside divine pursuits in favor of mundane satisfactions and were diminished to become the mud crabs of today. And are we any different? Visrula the Mad Prophet. Okay. You kind of lose a lot of impact when your name ends in Mad Prophet.
Must we continue this farce? It's obvious that I'm the Nerevarine.
Someone has stepped forward to challenge your claim, Chodala.
Seren, I'm disappointed in you, dear sister.
Enough. I shall hear your arguments and render my decision.
Even the Outlander can see that I'm the most powerful Ashkan. My strength alone proves that I am the Nerevarine.
Chodola puts forth his great strength as proof of his claim. Give me the scroll that discounts such a trait for the Nerevarine.
The strongest one was Ranso, wasn't it?
Yes, that's a sound argument. Incarnate, appear!
As a warrior and as an Ashkan, I was the most powerful of my age. But for all my strength, I failed my people. Don't follow my example.
The faithless houses dare to threaten our land, but we shall meet them in battle, and I will lead us to victory.
That's...
This is more nerve-wracking than I anticipated.
War for the sake of war?
Which scroll do you recommend to counter this argument?
Was that the knot? Or was that a Dewey? That might have been a Dewey.
That makes sense. I'll try that. Incarnate, appear!
I thought the path to the Nerevarine was a path of blood and battle, but my love of war was my undoing. War is not the way.
These failed incarnates prove nothing. I need no counsel but my own, as befits my status as the Nerevarine.
I think I nailed it.
I think it's working. One more strong assertion, and that should do it.
Here, this guy didn't listen.
Let's see what happens. Incarnate, appear!
I refuse to accept the counsel of the wise women and the Ashkans. I thought I knew best, but I knew nothing. That is not the way of the Nerevarine.
Seren and the Outlander, their arguments have merit. Chodola, we deny your claim. You are not the Nerevarine.
This proves nothing! Look how the staff protects me! I am the Nerevarine! Red exiles, slay the unbelievers!
No!
Oh.
Move to flank!
Okay, hopefully there's no guards that don't like me doing this. Are we doing this in waves? Oh, we sure are.
Circle around!
Ooh, a fire breather, that's a cool one. Now, oh.
For Chodola! For the Nerevarine!
Oh, I got you kind of frozen on the bridge there, huh? Okay, might as well just use big boy. Although I think I have to fight Chodola too, don't I? Follow Seren. Okay. I can do that. Better hurry, game. I got 18 minutes. Oh god, time is tight. Come on. Please. God, every minute I spend on a loading screen, I lose time. Let me guess, he attacked people on the way out.
Healer's sack. No.
Right away, wise woman.
I hate what my brother's become.
Oh, Azura. Oh.
Mortal, I would have words with you. Chodola has been revealed as a failed Nerevarine, but that hasn't dissuaded him from his reckless course of action. As long as he wields the staff, he shall be unstoppable.
So what should we do?
Time is against you, mortal. Even now, Vivek, that pompous usurper, grows increasingly weaker. As much as I deplore him, Vivek cannot fall to Chodala's vile magic. There's another power at work here. One I can't quite put my finger on.
There must be something I can do.
Return to Vex City. Do what you can to aid Vivek, and pay heed to my faithful vessel, Saren. I name her Champion of the Moon and Star. She will play a pivotal role in ending her brother's march toward godhood, if she survives.
We're going to Vex City.
That was exhilarating.
Everyone has different reactions to that type of event. Really, I kind of thought we'd be pursuing the dude. Seven quests, huh? And I've done 2. This will be the 3rd. Let me see how this one wraps up, because it may be wiser to end the episode with the conclusion of this quest. Oh, there are ordinators here. I forgot. I thought there were only buoyant armigers. Uh-oh.
Lord Vivek protect us.
For Vivek's sake.
What happened? Something happened? I don't even remember where we go to fight the deal with that guy. Fight him? I think we fight him.
As a god weakens, so too does his city suffer. I know my people grow fearful. Even the Archcanon is distressed. But the energy that remains to me holds the moonlit in the sky. At least for now. So what news does my eyes and ears bring to me?
We discredited Chodala as the Nerevarine, but he escaped with Sunara.
How this upstart Ashlander learned to attune Sotha Seal's tool confounds my understanding. And he dares use my power? Still, your help is appreciated. Every strike and parry takes us one step closer.
Oh wait, this might be the end of the first part.
Restoring my vitality.
Due to Lord Vivek's condition, it falls upon us to find a solution.
Oh, it is perfect. Alright, then the time to end the episode lines up perfectly. Alright, I might as well start the next one, though.
Lord Vivek must conserve his remaining energy, so we need to solve this problem on our own. It all comes back to Chodala. That damned Ashlander's draining the warrior poet's power. We need to stop him and get that damned staff.
Sunara makes Chodala invulnerable. How do we circumvent the staff?
How should I know? It's not a skill the tribunal teaches. Return to Barrelzar's tower and get Sothasil's former apprentice to come up with some kind of countermeasure. I'm sure he knows more than he's told you.
I do
have one concern, though.
One?
You see right through me, Outlander. I have more worries than a Quama queen has eggs. I'm talking about Chodala's sister. Saren claims to want to help, to want peace, but I don't trust her. Seek out Barrelzar, but be wary of the Ashlander's sister.
I'll return to Barrelzar's tower and see if he knows how we can circumvent Chodala's staff.
We need to stop Chodala, and to do that, we need to find a way to overcome the device he's wielding. Find Barrelzar and make sure that crazy mage provides you with something we can use to save Lord Vivek.
Can we be certain that the staff is required to save Lord Vivek?
Is the bull sure it can bed the Betty? No. But by all accounts, we'll be better off with Sunara in our hands and away from Chodala. That won't be possible, however, as long as the Ashlander remains impervious to every attack.
Why don't you trust Saren?
The female Ashlander? Well, if that wasn't enough of a reason, remember that she's also Chodala's sister. Blood sings to blood, as the warrior poet so elegantly put it. Be wary of that one, Outlander. She'll stab you in the back. Mark my words.
Why does Vivek's condition threaten Vardenfell?
Vivek loves this land. and the land loves him in return. He's always had a special bond with Vardenfell. Is it so hard to believe that Red Mountain reflects his suffering? Beyond that, there's also Bardau, the moonlet that floats above us.
Tell me about Bardau.
Lord Vivek's intervention stopped the moonlet from crashing into the city. He holds it above us by strength of will. But as he weakens, so too does the power that keeps the rock afloat. If Vivek's energy wanes further, it would spell disaster.
So, Bardau isn't, like... It wasn't stopped and lost all its momentum. It has all of its momentum still, but is basically locked in time. Oh, okay. What's the style for this? Ashlander. That's funny. If his power stops it, or stops working on it, Bardau falls with the full impact it originally had. Which, it's a meteor. They don't use that word in Elder Scrolls, but it's a meteor. With a little piece. Okay, well, I'd say we should end the episode there because the server is about to shut down in 10 minutes. And we hit a point anyways of stopping. So, yeah. Thanks for joining me. Come back. I'll have the next stuff up real soon. But until then, bye.